HA case file. They said my Christmas lights were too joyful. So they fined me. Last December, I was just trying to spread a little holiday cheer. Nothing too wild, just some lights across the roof, a couple of light-up candy canes by the walkway, and an inflatable Santa waving from the lawn. It was festive. Bright? Sure. But nothing compared to what you'd see in those competitive Christmas neighborhoods. 3 nights later, I got a letter. Slid into my mailbox and taped to my door. It read, "Violation notice. Excessive holiday display." They fined me $250. Not because my decorations were unsafe or up too early. No, because they said my lights were too joyful and visually overwhelming. Apparently, they violated the HOA's visual harmony standards. Now I've lived here for 5 years. Never once had a problem. My neighbors wave. We all mind our business. But somehow this year, joy became a violation. So I reached out to the HOA board to ask what exactly too joyful meant. They pointed me to page 34 of the handbook, under a section called Aesthetic Uniformity. There, it says that decorations must align with the subdued and tasteful tone of the community's visual character. Subdued and tasteful? Since when did holiday lights need to be depressed? I told them my lights were on timers, only running from 6 to 10 p.m. No music, no strobe effects. They didn't care. They said I had 72 hours to remove everything or face a daily fine of $50. What made it worse? Just 2 blocks over, another house had a 12-foot-tall Grinch, music speakers playing Jingle Bells 24/7, and reindeer all over the roof. No fine. No violation. Wanna guess why? He's on the HOA board. That's when it hit me. The rules aren't really about fairness. They're about control. And who gets to break them? I ended up taking down the lights. Not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't afford to keep paying for excessive joy. But just to make my point, I left one small glowing sign in my front window. It said, "Joy." And I waited. No notice. No fine. Maybe they got tired of fighting joy, or maybe they realized they looked ridiculous. That's the kind of neighborhood I live in, where lights are beautiful until they're too beautiful, where you can celebrate as long as you don't celebrate too hard. Have you ever been told your decorations were too much? Or fined for spreading cheer? Backhand index pointing down. Drop your own HOA stories in the comments. And if you're tired of these kinds of rules, hit that subscribe button and stay locked in with HOA Review, where we keep it real, one petty fine at a time.